confused. They just choked. They didn't know what to do, and it was great decision making from Gale Force. So
Yeah, well, we're going to go into game number two, guys. Kings of the Blade Alpha has readied up, waiting on Gale Force to be ready. It's going to be on Infernal Shrines. It's after the changes to it, man. I like it a lot. Two things that made me like it a lot. There's a change to where it's 40 minions instead of 30 helps a lot, and the nerfs to Leoric and Joanna as well
yeah.
have made this a much more enjoyable map for me.
No,
Um,
I agree that those changes were an absolute must. I think the 40 to 30 was almost better than those two.
oh, I agree.
Honestly.
I agree. It's just the combination of it made this a map that's, not cancerous to deal with. Before it was like, oh, well, you have to prioritize these wave clear minion or these characters, and it was like it would very, very easily, if you had any advantage at all, you would immediately clear it up. But guys, the draft has begun. Gale Force Esports with that first pick, first ban.
Gale Force with it this time. That's going to be interesting. See if they try and do the chokehold with Toronto there. Is that the first Toronto loss we've seen today so far? It is.
Yeah.
Gale Force has been dominating with it. Let's see if they're worried about the Zagara as much on this map. No, they are not. They're going to ban out the Gale Thos. Interesting. So then what are they going to be looking to first pick? That's been their standard if the Toronto's banned here. Is it going to be Zagara in this type of situation, or do you think they have something else in mind?
Um, I think they should just ban the Toronto here. I think that's the safest ban.
I agree,
I,
but
I think
let's say it doesn't go through. Who does Gale Force pick here? Last time it was Gale Thos. And so is it Zagara?
Zag's great on this map. Jaina, I'm actually a big fan on this map. The wave
I
clear
agree.
or the clear for the mercs, or not the mercs, the shrines, excuse me, for the objective. Jaina is probably one of my favorite heroes for that. Kael'thas as well, getting the free, the constant living bombs off. Muradin, not what I was expecting. I'm actually very, very surprised from that.
I actually like it, personally. We've seen the Warriors being of high concentration, and I genuinely think that Muradin stands above his opponents by quite a large amount in his role. So, picking that up, they removed one of the top tier damages. He's good against Raynor, which might be a top pick coming from their opponents. I'm going to be interested to see if Zagara does get picked up in this rotation. I think it will, honestly.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I feel that if Kings of the Blade Alpha goes Zagara Jaina here, Gale Force has no damage. Like with Tyrande Kael'thas ban, all the best damage are gone. They only have like Raynor Sylve left. I think I don't know if they need to prioritize the murder. I know there's a high focus on warriors here, but the odds. I mean, I guess we kind of saw it today, but the odds of them going like Murd and etc. in my opinion are still pretty low. It's a very weird thing to do. But I don't know. But today we're also seeing like a very low prioritization in Jaina as well. There have been drafts where she just goes completely through it, as well as like one of the last picks as well.
I mean, when it really comes down to it, though, the meta is very CC oriented, and even though she does provide a large amount of damage in the slow, I agree. I think she's been less presence than we've seen, but also she's had a tremendous drop off in competitive play overall. Like she doesn't have nearly as much to her kit as she used to with how big of the AoE or the CC utility based picks have been.
Yeah,
They do pick it. They do pick it. I agree. That was a great pickup. That was a great
no
pickup.
damage on
Except
that.
for Raynor. We have Raynor's going to be dumping out a tremendous amount of damage here if they end up picking it up. I personally think they should, because if the Raynor ban comes out there, they're a false set.
The problem with Raynor on this map though is this map's all about the objective is very important on this map, and Raynor not the best here at clearing it.
No, very much. Yeah, he definitely struggles in that sense for sure. I 100% agree with you there. I'm fearful of their damage output. We've seen Sylvan fall set on teams, and right now they haven't been influencing team fights well enough for me to be like, oh no, I like the Sylve pick personally. I like
the Sylve a lot.
I'm
I
a
like
Sylve
the Sylve.
fan
I don't
overall.
know. I've always been a fan of Sylve. It's always been one of Tempo Storm's pocket picks. We've always been a big fan of Sylve, but I don't know if I like the fall stat. It just feels
coming out
too
as the
much
band there.
damage.
I'm guessing that's for a 7-sided strike kind of ban. I don't really see the benefit of it. The ETC ban coming up, that's really great. Removing one of the great tanks for them overall. I wonder if they're going to look for a Diablo. This is the first draft we've actually seen Diablo left open after the second ban phase.
No, another draft that's happened in.
The Leoric one, the crazy Morales
one,
Leoric one, yeah.
But even then, we like Diablo's constantly been banned. I think Diablo's a great pickup here. But it's going to be Joanna. Joanna, I mean, again, look at the wave, the clear they have for this objective. You got the Joanna, Knight's Take Pawn still to go to, Condemned still great at it. I mean, I love in Hero League running Joanna on this map. She's so good. She's so tanky. She's just able to sit in the minions no matter what in that backline. And the Uther pickup, I think, is great as well. You know, you talked about the squishiness of Jaina and Zagara. Divine Shield is great there. Whoa.
Morales, I love it. I love it. I love it. I really hope they make some big plays with Morales. I'm hoping they go with a medvac here and then the Thrall. I like the Thrall pickup a lot too, especially with the Uther giving the Divine Shield to protect him, and hopefully he gets heavy engage on the Morales over there overall right there. I'm surprised at how much we've seen Vala today in our drafts. I'll be honest. She seems to be
yes, I agree.
Just everywhere in almost every single game.
You know, I was just about to bring up that hero over Vala, Thrall. I think with how Chain Lightning works now, how the scaling chain is affected, I feel Thrall is almost a more effective version of Vala. Vala is known for her spread damage. What makes her strong is the slow on the multi-shot build, but I feel Thrall fills a same role when it comes to damage-wise, maybe even a higher damage right now. Thrall's a very great hero, and I agree with you. The Vala picks have been very interesting to me today. I feel like there's a lot of there's a lot of good spread damage coming out from this team. You know, if you go W build on Sylvanas, you know that actually does a decent amount of damage. Multi shots as well can be good. But man, if Morales gets caught out of position, this is going to be a rough game for Gale Force. They can blow her up so easily. But luckily, there's no hard engage for the Morales except for the Sundering. Right?
Yeah, no,
she's positioned well for that.
Yeah.
I think she'll be fine.
That's as far as it goes, and they also have Gus to try and keep her alive too a little bit, so I think she'll be alright. As long as she doesn't go I think that's going to be really important for these shrines. Shrine team fights, I actually think if she ends up not managing her mana well and keeping her Q tapped on somebody and not getting max value, it could be a problem for them. Johanna, again, I'm a little torn on the JoJo. I don't think she's a bad
We've seen her
pick.
a lot today.
She's been everywhere.
That just comes from the warrior bands, man. We're seeing a really heavy warrior focus from these amateur teams. I feel on most maps I disagree with the Johanna, but I love her on this map. She's contesting these shrines is so important, and I think she's just like such a bully on them. You know, you can't force her off. She gets to clear them. It's really, I think Kings of Blade Alpha won the draft, like very convincingly. It's not an unwinnable game for Gale Force eSports, but when it just comes to like how you for this map, I think Kings of the Blade Alpha won 100%.
I think as long as they don't hesitate on their engages, I agree with you.
Yes, if they play
I'm very fearful. I'm very fearful of how they engage, and if they engage improperly, I think their con can be turned on very fast. And as long as they engage aggressively together and everything else, I think they'll pull through as well. Interestingly enough, we see on the left-hand side we got Mysticals on Falstad, Hexo on the medic, Hyo, Hao Nguyen. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that one to you on Vala here. Ball and Beast on the Muradin, and A. Lamau on the Sylvanas here.
A. Lamau.
On
the right-hand side of the map, on the red trucks, we have Kings of the Blade Alpha, Frozen X on Zagara, Killzune on the... I never know how to say his name. On Joanna, Talking Trees on Jaina. There we go.
It's happening, boys.
Except this time it's happening in mid and top. We got the push for fort. Same thing's happening. Man, these teams, they just they have the same playbook, right? Like, you know, they broke into the locker room, they stole it from the coach's desk, and that's all they care about. Is doing what they think is best, and they're coming. It's gonna be a fort for fort. What is this meta, man? The amateur teams, this is awesome. I love this. I bet both teams just have an agreement written down someplace. Like, you know what? We're gonna go.
He's like, you guys go mid, we got top. Don't worry about it, boys. Honestly enough, the Sylvanas team is getting bodied.
All the mid decision is so smart because the distance between mid fort and
it's great.
Is beautiful. I was curious about why they went for the mid.
Far better than going for bottom. Absolutely.
That's so smart. Oh man.
No, yeah, and if they needed to rotate, they're faster to every rotation. They can delay their rotations. They can rotate faster than their opponents. Everything about going mid gave them a huge advantage here. Also, they ended up just destroying them. The distance between the fort and the keep as well is shorter. They ended up destroying them in the push, even with having Sylvanas.
Yeah.
But she went the W build as well, so that might have influence on that rather than going.
Oh, and the shrine spawns mid. That means if they get it, it pushes the keep. Oh, I love this. Kings of the Blade Alpha. They've played this early game so smart. I know it, like when you look at it like just from numbers wide, fort for fort, experience is even. It looks like an even game, but the decision making and the strategy coming into this from Kings of the Blade Alpha, I am so happy right now. This was smart. This was really smart. I'm very impressed right now.
Yeah, no, the one thing to consider here though is how well they do during the shrines. And honestly, I don't know who I give the shrines to. I think whoever just, again, it comes to engagements. How well can Kings of the Blade Alpha engage on their team? I think Thrall is going to be the key to Thrall, Jaina are going to be what comes down to who wins this shrine right here as a team.
Jaina as well as Hexo. If Hexo can keep the people healed up, with the medic heals out of control, but they have to be able to bully him off. This is what I'm talking about. Killzoom goes in, gets these big condemns, and look, the minion count's already skyrocketing. They haven't even used the spell from Jaina yet, and they're already up 9-1. This is the power of Joanna on this map. We talked about it in the draft, and we're seeing it right here. Nice flank coming out from Ball and Beast, zone out Frozen next. They're trying to contest this. Ilamal doing what he can. Blizzard comes out. Doesn't actually hit too many minions there. Nice Chain Lightning poke coming out from Tomster as well. Good heals from Hexo, keeping everyone topped up. The damage has been pretty spread, but he's doing a good job of keeping everyone alive despite only having a single target heal. And Killzoom, again, in the center, everything taking no damage, and they're poking down Ball and Beast. They're up 21-9, Dread. I think they've got this. They're backing out.
It's going to go to them. They're going to give it up. They're going to try and soak all the other lanes. It is going to be threatening to keep from wall here, but take note, they're probably going to bait it over the wall so that it leaps, and legitimately almost gets nothing done. At best, they're going to get a keep from wall here. It's not like this is going to be the end of the keep. Actually, they answer by, screw this, we're going to push on bottom. They're going to take a hole for a wall sitting here down here at bottom. I don't think they're going to be able to make the rotation. Yeah, that's nice decision making coming from Gale Force here. Constantly, they can't win something somewhere, they take it somewhere else. And that's also the power of Sylvanas. She's very, very, very good at that.
Yep. Full level lead almost here for Gale Force eSports. Nice rotation, nice damage control. Now that push is happening mid, but like you said, it's an early Punisher as well as going into a keep. So that's a little bit of extra damage. You know, you see how fast it's falling right now. You know, it's going on the battle beast.
They just baited over the wall.
You know, there's nothing they can do. Like you said, yeah, you called it 100%. Baited over the wall, and they won it, but now they're down half a level.
Yeah, they're going to be taking the bottom wall down here from Kings of the... I forgot their name again because I'm terrible. Kings of the Blade Alpha. They end up taking the bottom wall. They're down to 7 tier here, though. It's interesting to see how this plays out. But meanwhile, in the 1v1 on top lane, Tomster barely surviving from the Fog of War. He's going to heal up with his Q there. It's going to be interesting to see how that 1v1 plays out, especially with the mobility disadvantage here. The stun comes out on the ball, but she's going to survive here.
Yep, nice heals coming out from Hexo. The engage is happening. Ilamal does end up avoiding that Frostbolt, so it's going to be a disengage for both teams. And, you know, I want to talk about this top lane, Dread. These are two of my favorite solo laners. Falstad is great in 1v1, so you don't get to see him too often because usually he's rotating with a team or, you know, stuck in a lane with a warrior. But when these situations, Falstad's great, but also Thrall's always been known as one of the best solo laners, 1v1ers in the game. So it's a really fun matchup to have going on in the top lane. And we do see the first camp of the game going to be the Siege camp here, going over to the Kings of the Blade Alpha.
Yeah, no, I like the decision of taking the Merc camps here. I hope they look to take a Merc camp in the upper half of the map. That camp is the most powerful camp that actually exists in the entire game. The Shaman spawning the little doges, but he's going to be ganked in the top lane. Tomster's actually probably going to be going down here.
Yep, he's getting... Oh, no.
No, they give up. They just... They don't even need it.
You know, with Fort being down there, I agree with you. I thought he was definitely going to die. Hound Nguyen getting caught as well here, but no, the rest of the team is not actually in position. They are doing the other siege camp here, so nice job there. And the Shrine's going to be spawning here on the bottom side of the map. A full level lead still for Gale Force eSports. If they can stall out, they can get 10 first, but I don't know if they'll have time for that before the Shrine phase ends.
Keep in mind, Kings of the Blade Alpha has 2 camps on mid that are being cleared up right now, right as the objective spawn, and 1 on bottom. They're trying to get as much split pressure as they possibly can. Meanwhile, Thrall and Murden derp around in the top lane and trying to get as much soak as they can. They're actually 3/4 of a level behind here on the race to 10. I don't think they're going to be able to contest this Shrine at all.
Yeah, they're, well... Yeah, I mean, this 10 lead is really, really big here. The soak has been a little bit slower there. Nice stun coming out on Jaina to help disengage Ball and Beast, going to be able to back out just fine. It's about half level away, and it's going to take them a while to clear this up. If they stall and get 10 in time, they might be able to contest this, but no, they're going to go for a Khazra push here. They might be able to get keep wall.
I think they're going to push for keep wall, although I believe it rotates through the fort onto the turret first.
You might be
I
right.
might be wrong about this.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it rotates up through the fort, so they actually have to worry about the fort more than anything here. It's actually going to hit the shaman first, too, so that shaman will die, giving them almost no effect out of it. It's more taking a camp than it is anything here. Again, at level 10 coming out, we see Welly, Ma, Blessed Shield, Blessed Shield and Sundering. Nothing too crazy. Gus, Strafe, Stim Drone coming out, though. I wonder if that's going to be on the Murden Avatar?
It's really good. Oh, man. Murden
almost
Avatar
the
with
permit
Stim Drone
stun?
is so crazy. It's
Actually,
very hilarious to watch.
He took battle momentum at level 7. I think that might be a little more telling too. As to his intent, he might be going the Stim Drone. This is going to be pretty sick.
Yeah.
They do end up getting the mortal. It's going to be pushing. I think, again, that you're going to see them try and bait it over the wall. They don't want it to aggro. Watch. And then they'll show it on kill, and then he'll bait it over the wall. Look at him trying to bait it constantly. Get it sight right there. That's what they want to do. That negates as much damage as possible from the Immortal there, pushing it on them. So they're going to get a front wall here, but it's not the end of the world here for Kings of the Blade Alpha.
I really want to give the Hexo as well. There's a lot of poke coming out here from the Zagara as well as the Thrall, and despite having only a single target heal, Hexo is doing an excellent job of keeping his team topped off. Really good support play coming out from the Gale Force eSports team. Falstone's going to be flying up to the top lane to help deal with that. Mid lane's going to be cleaned up as well, and again, maintaining this experience lead. Really good job so far from Gale Force eSports.
Yeah, no, they've honestly played the XP game perfectly. They fell behind in the early game with the smart decision making coming out from Kings of the Blade Alpha, but I mean, with their soak and rotations, honestly, the fact that they've gotten to a level lead here without even really winning a team fight, it's 0-0, no kills across the board. That is just smart play. That's all that comes down to, is absolutely phenomenal play in rotations.
Yeah, both these teams, from the games we've been casting of Gale Force eSports all day, and of course the 2 games we've seen from Team of the Blade, I feel that's both of these teams' strong points is the rotations. They're both very good at maneuvering around each other, and it always seems like it's hard for a fight to actually happen because they both know what each other's going to do next, so they go elsewhere. It's really, really cool play to see.
Yeah, it's interesting the Merc fight that we're having right here, without even being close to the 13th tier. Kings of the Blade Alpha is going to move in, establish dominance on the territory, and just say, no, this is going to be ours. It looks like now they're transitioning the bot lane to end up getting the Merc camp here and push as well, I believe. Meanwhile, it looks like we got a collapse out of Gale Force. This should be sighted through the mid lane. Nope, they're just looking to clear creep. All right. They aren't going to engage. They're going to wait for the 13th tier, play the smart game, wait till they get a tier advantage, and then take the fight that way. It's going to be interesting to see who contests the next shrine and without the 13 tier, or if they're going to wait till the 13 tier and contest. It looks like they are going to back out, probably wait for 13 before they do anything crazy here.
We do see that they are rotating out from that bottom lane, wanting to avoid that forced fight onto themselves. They're going to have to wait a bit. The shrine should be started a little bit early for Gale Force eSports. They're trying the hardest to get to 13 here. I like the idea of doing the shaman. This is one of the problems with having your lane so far pushed out that when you are behind in experience, how are you supposed to soak? It's such a hard thing to do. Look at the top lane. You can't get any experience from that. Mid and bottom are starting to get pushed back towards the middle, but it just makes it so much more difficult for these guys to catch up on experience.
No, exactly. And they end up taking the Merc camp that's going to be in the lane of the Immortals. So, in all honesty, it's not going to get much done. They're going to clear this out for free, and they're going to get the Immortal. But it looks like actually they're going to pressure on mid. They've been sighted by the sidewalls here, and they're laying down the creep to block it, but they're going to actually come back and flank them.
PvE of the Storm, boys. This is all about rotating and doing as much siege damage as possible.
Bottom force up, man.
But there comes the engagement.
Does he realize it?
Misses there. He gets the leap on top of it. Dark Chimera in an awkward spot.
That Gus
comes out.
Thank you.
Slow. It's going to do a lot of damage. There's the Sentry coming out as well. Frosted's in a bad spot, though, taking a lot of damage. Good heals from Hexo. And a huge straight from flank from Hound to win. Divine Shield goes out on the Jada. Dark Chimera getting very, very low. He's going to fall as well, and that's a 2-for-0 exchange here. And look at the perma stun coming on Killzoon. That is Avatar with the Stim Drone doing so much. Mr. Cleese comes forward. Actually gets turned on pretty hard, though, gets blown up there. That's going to be the death of Taking Trees. A 4-for-1 exchange here, as Killzoon will definitely not get out of here. He gets the condemned out on the balling beast, but the collapse is coming there. Grenade ends up missing there. What a great fight from Gale Force eSports.
Honestly, that Gus did, it wasn't necessarily the most influential, but I'm just really glad to see that we see finally somebody using a Gus before the team fight's already over, trying to make the best out of having a unique ultimate. And honestly, the Sundering as a counter to it was a pretty good answer, especially within that chokehold, but they were just so trapped between that fort and between that keep that they couldn't get much done, getting wiped in that team fight. The only casualty was Falstead, who ended up getting a little bit of hype. You can't blame him, though, after
Yeah.
He had the right thing in mind, but then he just got thralled really hard. But again, they just got the 13 here to be able to catch up. But honestly, they're so close to 16. I don't even know if they're going to be able to contest this. They're probably going to. We're going to see Gale Force back out, wait till 16. Once they get 16, they're going to move back in and take the team fight. I don't know. I don't know if we can see much out of Kings of the Blade Alpha here.
They have the force to fight, though. That's exactly what they're doing. Nice damage on the ball and beast. He does Dwarf Toss out of there, and now they're going to try their hardest to contest this. It's about half level away. I think they're going to be fine to contest it for now, as long as no kills end up going over to Gale Force eSports. A nice condemn comes out. Ilamal getting killed up by Hexo. Unstoppable on Joanna, helping him back out of there. Mystically's taking some light poke. Hexo doing, again, a great job of healing up this spread damage coming out from Kings of the Blade Alpha. We're about a quarter of a level away from level 16 as well, and 5 more minions as well. I think this is going to go straight over to Gale Force eSports. They're hard committing now.
Oh, Medic.
Collapsed on him. That's going to be the dead Morales there. Good job, but the big strafe coming out from Howden. It gets interrupted. Frozen going to go down. He's getting very low. The heal not there in time. Swordmaster getting well as well, but nice thrall heal. The trait doing a lot there. Howden in a bad spot. Gets hit by the condemn. And going to go down to the chain lightning, but 16 so close. Ilamal being chased by the water nozzle. It gets a slow off kill. It gets last off. No! Their vision broke it, and Sylvanas is barely going to live. At the same time, Murden's going to go down, and a 2-for-4 exchange with Sylvanas living with just a scotch of HP, which is going to give this next shrine over to the Kings of the Blade Alpha.
I mean, that was exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of the game. It's going to come down to how they engage. The minute Medic is even kind of out of position, boom, Sundering hits, splits, throw out the Angry Dog, keep him rooted there, get Jaina to trying to get some damage out on her, and once she's done, that is going to be the team fight in your favor. Granted, getting this isn't necessarily saying that they're back in the game. Honestly, structurally, I feel like capturing this for Kings of the Blade Alpha isn't going to influence the game that heavily. There's still a large amount of XP behind their teammates. Even waiting this out here for the cap, it's not going to change too much. I'm surprised they're waiting it out without capping an objective on the lower half of the map, but it's not going to really change that much. This is going to be left over the wall again, as we've seen in the past with the Immortals. They're going to bait it over the wall. It's not going to get that much done as long as they don't lose the team fight. I actually really don't like taking this camp because it's going to be cleared for free. I guess it is a deny, but it's not really that much, honestly. The Angry Dog going to come out? Nope, it's not going to. So here we go. It's actually going to miss the leap here.
Angry Dog. I like it.
It's not going to miss the leap there, actually. So it's not going to be baited over the wall quite yet, so they will get a little more value out of this. But remember, this game is dead even once this Immortal goes down. The root on the Jaina, oh my goodness.
This might be a keep. It's half health, but they're pushing into this pretty hard. And they do have great siege, great poke coming out from Kings of the Blade Alpha. Immortals getting half HP. They might have to back out of there. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to go. No, Mystically is getting very far forward. You got to be very careful for those roots. He could be in a very bad spot if he gets stunned up. But they're trying to chase now. Mystically's Dust comes out. The slow to the side there. Warclaws comes in. Nice. And a big 3-man Blizzard. Plus shield comes out, and that is a 3-man wipe. And they're going to push into this keep. That's going to be Avatar Stinjo stunning as much as he can there. That's going to be a 4-for-nothing chase. And I think they can go for the core, Dread.
Yeah, if they play this smart, this is actually game right here. How many else? They have Maw up, it's 100% game. Divine Shield, Uther should tank the core here, take it as much as he can, de-shield himself if he needs. The minute they come out from this, they're going to just maw them if they even stand a chance of defending it. That is 100% going to be GG here. That was very, very well played there, Kings of the Blade Alpha at the end. That Blizzard single-handedly won them the game. It was a huge, huge Blizzard there with that root.
GG, well played. We're going to have a tied series, boys. We're going to game
3.
Number 3. This is the Divergent Gaming Open, and what an ending we could have had to this game. It was such an interesting game, how they were rotating around each other. Felt very PvE. If we look at the kills for a 15-minute game, 9-6 with these compositions feels very, very low, but it was a nice, good decision making. Those last 2 fights from Kings of the Blade Alpha, they finally figured out how to deal with Medic. You kill her. You just
go in. Yeah, no, and I mean that was absolutely phenomenal that they finally did that hard engage that we were looking for. I can't say that I'm happy that Gust was used at the beginning of team fights in order to try and make the situation better. Granted, that last one might have been a little hyphy, leaving his team to be absolutely obliterated by the Jaina Blizzard, but definitely at least not waiting till the end of the team fight before we pop out of Gust as a disengaged to already lost team fight. So I really like that out of the game, but I'm going to go the most impressive play of that game had to be that Blizzard. That was legitimately maximum value when it comes to like priority targets, hitting the root deep, getting a double proc on 3 targets, and all of them are valuable targets. That's just so hard to deal with.
Yep. Well, guys, we're watching the Divergent Gaming Open. I'm Tempo Zoya. With me is Tempo Dread. We're going to do a quick commercial break before we go to the final game of the night. Winner of it wins the Open. Loser feels shame for the rest of their life. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back, guys.